Grand Rising, Elizabeth. Thank you for joining us this morning. At 9 a.m., we will close our social media and continue on Zoom only. Join us by getting your Zoom link at elizabethvisionaryconference.org. We'll be there until 10 a.m. You can join us now, and we'll see you in the Elizabeth Zoom room. Today, your hosts are Mama Ayaba Bay and Mama Awa Asaseya. Enjoy.
Power up! Grand Rising, everybody!
Get it on. Let's get it on.
Get it on. Shake what your mama gave you.
Now, Wheelie walking around showing them legs.
She said, I got something to show.
Oh, gosh. Oh, my goodness. We're going to start something now.
Lord, I can't even see her. Where's she at?
Do you have... You don't see her?
Not yet.
Are you on full screen with everybody?
Oh, let me hit more.
No, up there in the view, in the corner, the right-hand corner, hit view.
This tablet doesn't have that.
Oh,
I'm
well.
gonna have to zip over to my phone.
That's all right. She's through modeling now anyway.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, she's still going at it now. Oh, Lord. Grand Rising, Mama Het. Everybody.
Great day, everyone.
There she is. Great day to you.
Can you see
Oh,
her now?
Foxy Mama.
Oh, you see her now. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
This is what happens when you wake up at 4:30 in the morning. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Christ. What do you want of me today?
Don't fall.
I ain't. I got my defense. I ain't gonna fall.
I heard that.
I see.
Well, here we are.
Yeah.
You gonna do your what's it name? Aduni, Queen Aduni.
Uh-huh. Am I gonna
You
what?
Are you gonna do anything before I get started?
No, I didn't let me see.
You done it?
I done it. We already introduced and everything, and it's all on you.
Well, Grand Rising Elizabeth and power up. Power up. Because we're gonna need to power up today.
Yeah.
It's me and Hawa, we got issues.
We got your back, girl. We got y'all's back.
I'm gonna start with a message from a Shaolin master. And those of you who like to take notes, this would be a good note to take. If something comes in your lifetime that you like, don't pull. It will move away from you. If something comes in your lifetime that you like, don't pull because it will move away from you. If something comes in your lifetime that you do not like, don't push. It will move closer to you. If something comes in your lifetime that you do not like, don't push. it will move closer to you.
Hmm.
Anybody want to comment on that? I'm sure everybody has had that experience at one time or another. All right.
Well, yeah, because that when you said that, if you like it, don't pull. If
And it
you
will
don't
move
like it,
away.
don't push.
Right.
Is that in allowing the perfect time to come if it showed up?
Well, excuse me. In speaking
That's
to,
similar to watching the water boil. It never boils.
they said double boil if you watch it, right? That's a good analogy
Mm-hmm.
because if you watch it, you have this illusion that it's not going to boil. So I guess that's like pushing it away. But people can come into your life, for example, and if you really like those people, you want to hold them close to you. And it seems like you have for every action, there's an equal and opposing reaction. And like if you do push someone away, you notice that when you push somebody, they try to come up and get in your face even more. So somewhere in that is a key to some wisdom in those two sayings.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm going to ask that you all prepare your minds to do some poems, to write some poems. And I was thinking, what is poetry? I think poetry is the ability to speak, um, well, how I want to say it, to speak in music, to talk music. And the heart of lyrics once were poems. So it's like they go hand in hand with music. Um, how to increase your emotional intelligence. Music is based on emotion. Poems are based on emotion. It's a way you express your emotions, and I would say a positive way. So stop sabotaging yourself through your bad habits. A bad habit is an expression of emotion. So, what's a bad habit? A bad habit is one that does not contribute to your well being. If you feel good with a bad habit, like smoking cigarettes, um, drinking liquor as an addictive behavior, not like, when you have your little social opportunities. So, what will that do to you? Is that going to build up your body or tear it down? I think we all know the answer to that one. So, in that case, you become your own worst enemy. People wishing the worst against you don't matter. But check this out: when people wish the worst against you, that becomes them. It's like a ricochet. It goes back and comes into their lives. So whatever we're talking about today, I would like for you all to take the opportunity to write about it in the form, of course, format of poetic expression. All poems don't have to rhyme. Um, you are the one blowing your birthright from the lack of discipline. So, what do we mean when we say that? If you decide you want to write, but you never sit down to write, you walk in, you go to the park, you don't carry your pad and your pencil. Um, that's the discipline that you need for that is to always be ready for the moment when that inspiration is just gonna burst through you. And especially those of us who are musicians, meaning that you might start singing about anything, and you don't have your tape recorder with you don't have your pencil or pen, you don't have your piece of paper. It's gone. It's in the universe, and you may talk about it. You may talk about, "Ooh, I had a beautiful song come to me today, but I didn't have my pencil so I could write it down." And we take that as like, "Oh, I didn't have my pencil," but you lost an opportunity. So what we want to do with this life we have left here is to walk on our opportunities, to build from our opportunities, whatever they may be, because nothing is really ever lost. Um, where am I? Where am I? So today I want to start with my book. Y'all remember this book? It's called A Collection of Inspirational Writings to Open the Mind and Inspire the Soul. Now, there's so much in here, I can't cover this whole book today. But some of the chapters, and it says messages from the front lines. Some of the chapters are entitled Energy, Drugs, Burn Them Clean, The Fire Next Time, Open Your Eyes from Surviving the Healing, Rites of Passage, The African American Woman as Matriarch of Her Family, Let Your Tomorrow Start Today, Voices from the Graves of Our Ancestors, Culture and Racism, After the Healing, Mother Earth Speaks. What will the future say about you? Peace and Strength, the Black Humanist Movement, and Angela Davis. Food as a Weapon, Poetry from the Tiger's Eye, and about the author and her music. Everybody can write a book because we've lived long enough to have something to say about the lives or the life that we live. We as melanin carrying people, and I have something to tell you all about the mitochondrial DNA too. We melanin carrying people, we have stories. A friend of mine is now uncovering stories that refute what the history books say about our past and where we came from and how we got here. So did Ivan Van Sertima. He said we were here something like what, 3,000 years before the birth of Christ, if not more. So one of the things that we have experienced here is what they call racism. But those of us who study the mind call it a form of mental illness. It's born out of sibling rivalry, jealousy, insecurity that you're not good enough or won't measure up to your parents' expectations. In this case, God. We think we've been taught to think that we are the inferior people, even if we know it's not true. The seed was planted already 300 to 500 years ago, if not more. So those of us like myself who do a lot of research have come to the conclusion that that was a like a transference. That was a transference from the others to us. If you're going to try to make me feel inferior, it's probably because you already feel that way. So we've had people like James Baldwin, who's written many books on racism and its effect on our people. We had people like Nina Simone who sang about it. We've had people like Farrakhan, Ibaba Tonu, to Elijah Muhammad, who was his teacher. And we've had people like Martin Luther King. Y'all could probably name them all off the top of your head. Sojourner Truth. Every generation we cover this, while at the same time it's balanced by the music and the poetry and the stories that have been written. So I want to encourage all of us to write out stories. Don't judge your story, just write your story.
Mama, Nawili's hand is up and Awa is coming on.
Okay, I can't see people's hands, so you have to control that, okay, for me.
Yeah, I got you. I've always had you.
Oh, yes, mother dear.
Now, Wheelie.
It has
Great.
turned into years
Oh,
now.
great day. Um, Thank you so much for bringing forth this blessing through you today for us. This morsel, this plate, so important to write our story. And this morning, when I woke up at 4:30, it might have been earlier. I wrote a message. I put on some music, and I actually wrote a message to the men in my life.
All right.
But I did not write it down, of course.
Oh,
But
oh,
the feeling tone and the essence of it, I just like to share with y'all because I have it on my heart while it's still fresh and maybe I'll write it. So basically, the music I chose was called Together, and it was an instrumental, sort of like what I sent y'all this morning. This guy is out of the UK, Matthew Halsell or something. So basically, I started off by saying, thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. And I lined up each and every man. I think it was about 6 or 7, including my former husband. And then I remember saying, and in this appreciation, I give thanks for the glory of the divine that expresses through each one of you uniquely and wonderfully. I thank you for the moments. I thank you for the minutes. I thank you for the months. I thank you for the years and the love that will always express throughout eternity. I am grateful for your presence. I honor you. I accept you. I give thanks for you. I appreciate you. I love you. I thank you. That's the essence of it. And it went on and on for at least about a half an hour.
Wow.
So, yeah,
Hmm.
it's there. Love is the answer. Mm-hmm.
Grand Rising, my sisters, can I ask? You said Hawa's coming on next, didn't you? I'm sorry. Grand Rising.
No,
Grand Rising.
no, she's coming in. She's not on yet. She was just letting me know that she's coming in. Coming
Oh, okay.
in. She's not on yet.
Okay. So, Mama Willie, I wanted to ask you, was that cathartic for you?
Heck yes. Yes.
Because I feel the catharsis, and I'm sorry, y'all. I'm significantly indisposed. Y'all don't need to see all this. So
I
I'm
love
sorry.
that, significantly indisposed. I love that.
Yeah. When I get in a better space, I'll come on video. But that your catharsis, it is a catharsis for me. I don't know if anybody else experienced that from listening to you. And I just want to thank you for that. Thank you.
And I want to challenge you to write it down even while we're having our program today, so you won't lose any of it, or either put it on a tape recorder and also turn it into a poem and
Gotcha.
then turn that poem into a song.
Ashe, I take on that challenge, sister. I'm up for it. I'm here for all of it.
All of it.
All of it.
Make a meal from it too.
I'm gonna have me some grits and yammies.
I can't wait to hear the song. That might go viral.
You
Yeah.
Because
might
I
be
think
singing
it's gonna be cathartic for anybody who hears it. I don't know if it was for you all. I saw
Juanita,
you.
you might be the one singing it.
Oh,
Right.
And
we.
I accept that for my sister. Yes.
You know, I'd be honored too. I'd be honored too, but I just wouldn't feel right doing it by myself without the rest of y'all who I know sing. So
Well,
there
now
we
you
go.
see now, Willie, now you're gonna have to arrange the song.
I know, right?
On.
Oh,
Well,
we
this
can
make
help with that. That's gonna
I'm
come.
bringing when I go to LA. I'm bringing back my violin.
Oh,
So
wow.
Oh,
Violin,
don't
wow.
play.
looky there.
Don't play.
Oh, we
Oh,
That's
bring
that's the
out
Holy
the
Holy Spirit
secret.
master.
serious.
Bring what you starting, Mama. Oh, Yabo, you starting stuff. People bringing out their gifts and stuff.
What's the
That's
subject?
what I'm here for.
She
That's what
said,
I'm
What
"What's
here
the
for.
what's
subject?"
the
Yeah,
No more shutdowns and shut ups for black people. None of that. That's over. Them times is done and dead.
Mama
So you
Yaba,
see,
you gotta tell everybody, all the new people, what we're talking about, the poetry and stuff. What you
oh, today we're talking about poetry, and in regards to poetry, poetic expression, um, because I listened to you all the other week, and y'all love poetry. So I said, well, let's keep it going. And today I had planned on singing and playing the guitar, but we've been on the road for over 13 hours getting back from Florida. So I didn't get to get my guitar from home. So that's why we're doing poems and poetry today. And not really by your doing what you just did. It's 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 amazing how everything is so connected. Last week I talked to my husband. Well, people say ex, but I talked to my husband, and we both were doing that to one another, giving thanks to the relationship and what we grew from it and things like that. And it's really important, I think, to encourage people to do that. It's too much hatred out here. It's too much anger. People want to know where all these fires come from. Anger is fire. What's going on with all the storms and 15 hurricanes in a season? When I was a little girl, it might have been two. People don't really understand that what they learn in science class is reality in the world outside of your class. For they said for every action there's an equal and opposing reaction. So how do you counter hatred? How do you counter this misery that people are in? By showering them with love. See, the
hmm
old people used to say that all the time because they would quote the Bible, say, "Love your enemies and do good to those who do evil to you."
hmm
And it's like, how am I going to do that? She was mean, or he was mean, or he treated me like a dog, or blah blah blah. We always know what the other person did, but we don't look at how we contributed to what happened. My dad gave me a hint about that years ago because I talk a lot, and he said, "All right, you done talk me into it. Now you keep on talking, you gonna talk me out of it." He said, "A woman talks faster than a man, and she got more words than a man has. So we already at a disadvantage. So y'all got to draw back. You got to draw back sometimes to give him space to at least get the thoughts out of his head. Because if you don't, then the other thing comes out. The anger comes out. So there you go, sister. There's some philosophy you can pass on to some of these young girls. um, And okay, so for those of you who weren't here in the beginning, I quoted from a Shaolin master. I don't know his name, but the quote goes like this: if something comes in your lifetime that you like, don't pull, it will move away from you. If something comes in your lifetime that you do not like, don't push, it will move closer to you. So you know how you go to push somebody away and then they'll come back at you all up in your face. So that's what I imagined when I read it. Okay. Another thing I want everybody to think about and do some writing about also is something just popped on the screen that took my
Yeah, the this and that of things.
huh?
Where Mama had said the this and that of things. Is that
I
what?
didn't see no something else popped up there about a reggae song.
Oh, okay.
Who knew? Who knew? Um, so when we are expressing ourselves, we're not keeping this to ourselves. These young sisters need some guidance. And as much as we may not feel like we old, we're not decrepit, we're just elders. We have achieved a certain amount, a certain mastery over this life. We're still here. We have achieved a certain experience that can teach others. And we have to sit down and teach them like a teacher. But you become the example by the way by the way you live your life. So um, if you don't beat yourself up because something didn't turn out the way you thought it was going to turn out, you're the example of how to handle um, disappointments in life. But if you beat yourself up when something does not work out the way you thought it was, then you're teaching this is the misery you must experience when you don't get your way in life. And we don't want to be that example. With everybody in this organization is are beautiful people, are beautiful women. We each have our challenges, while at the same time, our challenges are everybody else's challenges. Now that's a poem. I woke up this morning with this challenge on my mind. I didn't want to deal with it. I just wanted to leave it behind. But like the sun comes forth every day and shine, I've decided I'm going to release this challenge from my mind. I just made that up. So
Yeah,
that's what
Yay!
yeah. I seen you doing it. I seen you. I heard you.
so that's what I want you all to do. That's the example that I'm talking about. Some people like to say, I can't write, I can't write. I used to say I can't write. And then one day I looked up and I had this 100 and some page book because thank you. Matter of fact, you can pull a poem out there if you want to. Bless your heart. I appreciate the support because these words are like seeds, and if you plant them and nourish them, they will grow inside of you. And next thing you know, you'll be producing more of what you already are.
Mhm.
Here come a sneeze.
Bless you for all of them.
Thank you.
You know,
my
writing
grandson, my grandson started with
poetry,
this. Oh, there
poetry.
she is. Hey, wait a minute. Greeting. Give us a chance to greet back. All right, go
I
ahead.
snuck on in here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm faced with um how you say the empty nester ain't never really the empty nester.
Never.
They just keep coming back.
That's what we said earlier. Look at the color Hawa got on the colors too. And I doing it, Queen of
Oh,
doing it
oh,
too.
see, it's the power of the orange today, the sacral chakra today.
Wow.
Oh,
You-
but
Go ahead.
anyway,
You
yeah.
got more?
Anyway, just thinking about the topic, it is therapy. Poetry is therapy because basically poetry is what? It's writing. And I was just thinking about the subject, um, and I say, well, I don't do poetry. Um, I do writing, and I write all the time. So I was just thinking about what you said, taking it and putting it in a poetic type of way. Um, when we talk about poetry, I start thinking about my favorite poets. And to me, from what's that? Dunbar to all these other poets, I still think she is the bomb because I love her voice. And
Who?
no other than Maya Angelou.
Oh,
She is her
Yeah.
words. When we were talking about poetry last night, I started looking through her poems, and you know how you read them but you don't understand them, and you go back and you read it again. It's like, okay, I think she's talking about this or that. I started with Cage Bird. The words in Cage Birds. It took me a long time, but after a while, a bell went ding. She's talking about two birds, but these birds were like people, like us, the privileged and the oppressed. And if I get my voice in, I'll try to read that poem out loud. But I'm new to poetry, but then again, maybe not. You know what I mean? It's like things that's in you, and it takes people like queen to pull it out of you. But I write all the time. And I look back at some of the work. I got something that's called Write It Out. And I do this with young children when I teach summer camp. And they make their own journals. And so, yeah, you can go and buy a journal. It's easy to buy a journal. But when you, I guess I'm taking over. Queen, am I getting off the subject?
Keep on moving.
Okay.
I'm right here.
Well, just thinking about poetry and writing, it made me think about the program that I had called Write It Out. And we got this basic composition books, and we created our own with African fabric. And to encourage writing, this was just one that I did. But I'm just saying, if you want those to write their poetry out, I'm just saying, this is how I encourage my children to write, by creating their own book, decorating and put their energy in their own book. And
that alone is inspiring. That's
Yeah.
so inspirational.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful.
But I keep things African style in everything I do, in my art, and what I teach. And so to inspire us to love us, I always do things and create things that the beauty of us, you know. So these are just some of my Write It Out books. But the other
Are
day,
they for sale?
huh?
Are they for sale?
Yeah, they sure can be, because I love just making them. Yeah.
I'd love to just have one, just so I can have something you made.
Oh, mama, we'll talk.
Wow. See, so now you're being inspired not only to write, but also to make something to complement that which you are writing. See, and the poetry of language. How will we also Nawili? Did you hear what Nawili said?
No, she didn't come on in time.
I missed
Nawili
that.
talked about some beautiful inspiration that came to her. Where's Nawili? Nawili, I ain't gonna try to say it. You say it.
You there now, Willie?
She
She stepped
gone.
away. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, so I said it. I woke up early AM. You know how your angels call you and spirit called you. And it's been on my heart to honor the men that I have dated and of course my husband. And so I wanted to honor them. I want to honor them at my celebration for my birthday, Earth Day in December. So I basically, in my heart, reached out to all of them, and 3 of them have already called me. I just put it out there. They've called me for different reasons. So this AM, when I was lining them up in my heart and in my vision, I just started speaking the way I would like to honor them. But this music was playing behind me. So you know how the music starts stirring up the cells, and so I started speaking. I love you. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. And so I said that to each one of them. I remember them standing before me, and I felt it such a deep connection, because I got that love is all there is. It's the answer. And no matter what. So then I got to speak of thank you for each moment, each minute, each hour, each month, each year that we have connected, and that we are connected eternally through the vibration of love. Basically, that's the crux of what started flowing through me. And Sister Juanita was like cathartic. And I was like, heck yes. When you get to that place where you know that that's who we are. So why
And look
keep
what you
trying
just
to
did. You send it out in the universe with that intention. You work this, and it reached their heart and spirit, and bam, you got your calls.
It did.
It
I mean,
does work.
to the point where one of my former beloveds is making me the necklace I will wear on my Earth Day.
All
That's
right.
how you work that. That's how
There
you
you
keep
go.
that circle going, you know, of
Mhm.
creativity, of love, of expression. And each one is so unique. And one, I'm going to ask he and his present mate they teach ballroom dancing. I'm going to ask them to do a dance to honor me.
Oh, see?
Yes.
See?
So, you know, it's all love. And
It's
so
love.
that was the piece that, you know, I am in gratitude and excited to write it. And, you know, Mama has challenged me, Mama. She has challenged me to write it, to embrace it, to make it a poem, then make it a song, and then all y'all gonna sing, and you gonna do some spoken word in it. You know, it's gonna be the gumbo for real though.
Yes.
For real.
See,
Oh,
you
look
got
what you
your
just
you
did.
got your assignment.
I
And
got
it's a
Look
my
what you just
beautiful
did.
assignment.
one. Yes.
Now,
Yes.
Willie. Now,
Yes,
Willie.
ma'am.
Look
Yes,
what you
ma'am.
just did. It's gonna be the gumbo for real, though.
See? There.
Gumbo for real
Words.
though.
There's the word. Write them down. Write it
Girl,
so you
please.
won't lose it.
For my person, when I hear you all speak like this and the connectivity you're talking about, and the fact that my husband and I just did it over the phone the other day, and here now Willie comes in here today and does it, I think that it gives us evidence of how the power of what we call God, universal intelligence, how it moves and radiates through each and every living thing. And I
Yes.
want to encourage all of us to not take this for granted. This is the living word. This is the living God that everybody always like to talk about. But they talk about this living God like it's somewhere else.
Right, like it's separate.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But here we are. And we're in the
Mm-hmm.
courthouse right now presenting our evidence about this true and living God. I even hate to use the word God, but we all
I
know what
know.
it means.
I know, but yeah.
I say, can I say something? Um,
Say.
this is so powerful. I think more than any of us realize what I am sensing and seeing from this is a mission for us, for the world, for the universe, because this forgiveness factor is like a bridge
Yeah.
that bridges us from this place of confusion and anger and all that into that place of unity. Look at the unity that has come from this. And even though this was directed to the men in your life, not Willie, I see the place where this needs to happen, for our families, for, I hear the words of Jesus, Father, forgive them, they know not what they do. And that just, it's like that was for so many who have, persecuted and, come against and maligned and all that. There's power in this. I just think there's such a great mission for us on this Elizabeth journey. I won't be surprised at how this really manifests into something that, this recording, this video, from what you're putting together, I see it as healing for our people, inspire us to just come to that place of forgiveness of each other. Like, yeah, sister girl, I know you tried to kill me, and I know what was in your heart, whoever it was, and I forgive you because you were in a place where, whatever reason, not to go into judgment, but we have an opportunity to still find our way back to love through this forgiveness and the catharsis for us in that process. And I just think it's so awesome and so beautiful. And to get past the cliques and the allegiances, and to realize there's one allegiance, and that's to God, and that's to all of us, the God's presence in each of us. So I think we on a serious mission here with what you're leading us in Wheelie here, and Aduni, Queen Aduni, for bringing us together is so powerful. I know all of us recognize that the works, the potential works to come forth from us are so much greater than we can see in this present moment. I just am in awe and so grateful to be just a little teeny weeny part of it, just to be a thread in the fabric of God's work. That's how he helped me to recognize my place in him. I'll tell y'all the details on that one day. But yeah, he brought me to a place of recognizing that I am a thread in the fabric of his work, his works. And sometimes, a thread will get tangled up in things that it seems like it can't get untangled from. And you may want to break the thread to get rid of the tangled part. But a little patience and a little love and a little attention, we can find our way to get that thread untangled, preserve it for future good use.
As the Rasta man say, true word that, sister.
Hallelujah. Oh, what a power of God that's working in us. Queen Aduni, thank you for letting God use you in this way.
Ashe today. Now, really?
And I just want to say thank you, sis Juanita. And when I hear the word forgiveness, it's forgiving. It's forgiving our love to ourselves and to that other person, forgiving. And it's like sometimes, even when I say it, I feel this like, oh, I beseech me, Father, the Hail Marys. But when I come back and align, I know that it's forgiving that love to self and just feeling and sensing and knowing that you give it freely and unconditionally to whomever, to whatever. So I just wanted to kind of reiterate and stand in the strength of forgiving, beginning with ourselves.
And you
And we
don't
could
even have
almost
to be, and you don't even have to be in the presence of that person.
absolutely. So thank you for bringing that word up and bringing that to my heart and my consciousness so strong this morning, forgiving. Yes.
That being said, I have a little poem that I wrote. It's just right for. Matter of fact, I'm just like, whoa, did I write that? It says the title of it is "Don't Take It Personal." So don't take it personal when someone misunderstands what you say. Don't take it personal when others take what you do the wrong way. Don't take it personal because their perspective is different from yours. For we each have our own opinions. Mine is mine, and yours is yours.
This is yours. Oh.
I say.
Don't take it personal. I got it.
But sometimes, like when I'm with Queen Ayaba, and it's a phrase or something, she always say, "Write it down, write it down." So I start keeping a little book of little affirmations and phrases that you think of, and it's pretty cool. So you use it.
Not near as much as most of the other ones, and I didn't see that it changed the color at all, so I'm not worried about that.
What's that?
But this has a great thickness, a great consistency. It has some give, but not a lot.
Maybe me. Wait a minute. Hold on.
So just
oops.
Yeah, it was you, Evelyn. We got it. I got it.
And going back to my little program, Write It Out, I found.
Hold on, baby. Hold on. Okay. Yes, it was you, Mama Evelyn. I got it. I muted you. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. No, when you were talking about that you found, I said I found when I was talking about writing it out, making the journals, I had wrote this, but I wrote it to put it in like the information or the way I want to express it. I created my own little words. Well, anyway, let me get to it. It says, don't hold it. It can kill you. Get it off your mind, your heart, your body. Get it off your chest. Get it off, or it will kill you. It's too heavy to hold, too much to bear. Don't hold it. Let it go. Don't let it block you, lock you in your mind, in a corner, in a room without a door. Oh, the stress of it. Oh, the mess of it. Let it go. Let it go by writing it out. I did that.
I say that's so powerful.
I'm gonna focus on that word right.
Right.
WRITE. Within that word is the sound of RIGHT.
Right.
And within that word is the sound of RITE. So therefore,
yeah,
the act of writing becomes the ritual of putting down that which is right.
Oh, look at you.
I say, yes.
Yeah, we're dealing with English. Let's take it to the top.
Let's take it to the top.
Another thing about writing, and I have to use Nawili again because in her expression, she faced truth and she faced reality. A lot. What did I do?
You're good.
I'm good. Okay, well, let me see. I'm not good to me.
You got.
Right.
Okay, you're back.
This is my first time really using the tablet, and my grandson uses it. So every time I say what's happening, one of his little game things pops up on the screen.
Well, at least it's not porn.
No. Oh Lord, please don't let it go there. One of the things that in our historical or our history is this deal with racism, the ugly stuff, the bad stuff that we don't really want to talk about, don't want to think about no more, and all those kind of things. Bea Richards, the sister she brought on last week, faced it with what she did with her presentation. Y'all remember that? She covered it. Nina Simone covered it with the are we frozen?
No.
There you go. Nina Simone covered it with 4 women. Billie Holiday covered it with Strange Fruit.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Every generation, somebody's going to cover it. So there are things we have to face that are pleasant and beautiful. And there are other things we have to face that are not so pleasant. There are truths. I mean, we're talking about when I went on this presentation I had to do this weekend in Florida. It was about Yemonja. Yemonja is the primary female principal in the Yoruba system that controls energy or teaches you how to deal with energy. She's the head of the witches, but she's not the oldest. However, there's another energy called Aj, another female energy. Mama had her rule, face all aspects of life, learn to gain knowledge. And it goes off too fast. But face all aspects of life. That's where I'm going with this. That's the point I want to make. Face all aspects of life. And we can face the contractions that we had bringing these children into this world. We can face every and anything. One of the things that I do, I don't assign myself. The ancestors gave me these assignments, I presume. And what happens, I'm gonna go back. What happens with Yemoja is the transformation of women through the rites of passage, the transformation of a girl into a woman, the transformation of a woman into a goddess, the transformation of a goddess into a spiritual power. These are the steps that we go through in cultural initiation or rites of passage. So you have the right to pass through each of these cycles in your life to raise you up. As one person said at the gathering, it's like Jacob's ladder. Yeah, every round goes higher and higher. So people will say, and I'm one of those people, but my daughter keeps trying to force me to overcome it. The fear of heights. You don't know where it came from. I said, maybe somebody pushed me off of a mountain in some other lifetime. But it's real. To me, it's real. And I can presume it's real to other people too. I don't like to be locked into a small room. I don't have that nowhere near as bad as I have the fear of heights thing. But to push myself away from that fear of heights, I climbed. I was in West Virginia and I climbed up. You ever see those towers? They say it's the Forest Rangers Tower. And I climbed up one of those towers. But by the time I got to the third level, I couldn't stand up. I had to sit down. So I came down, sitting down. I didn't come back standing up. I tried to climb this tall hill. And when I reached a certain height, like when you can look down and everything starts to look small, I sat down and I came down that hill on my butt. But I'm trying, I know, sorry, Haru, but I found myself working to overcome that. There are some things that we can overcome. There's some things that's so deep inside of they call it subconscious, but inside of our building blocks that we can't overcome it and maybe in this lifetime. So we have other things that we do. I climb higher in the mind. I climb higher in the spirit. In the physical world, I'm not too good at climbing so high. So I have to leave that to other people. Um, the the things that you can overcome, those are the things that you work on. You focus on that. When you want to work with a person and you want to share with them how they can come out of the things that's holding them back. You don't start off by telling them, well, you hold yourself back by doing this. No, that's the negative side. You tell them, you can really come out of this by doing this, and a third. And somebody posts about dreams. Yeah, your dreams are your internal realities. They can help you overcome things that you can't seem to overcome in your regular awakening state. Anybody got any comment they want to make about that? Because I know everybody has dreams.
My
So
dreams
your
don't
dreams,
didn't,
ma'am,
my dream didn't make sense to me. Maybe to some, I don't know. I remember my last dream. It was weird. I dreamt Beyonce was married to Chris Rock. I was like, what? Why am I dreaming about Beyonce? What? It was just weird. Anyway,
Beyonce is married to Chris Rock.
that's what I dreamed, that she was married to Chris Rock and that he was not being a good husband. He was cheating. I think that's what it was.
Hey,
But
maybe it's a message you need to get to her then. To watch out.
Either that or it could be telling you to be more lighthearted. It could be telling you don't be afraid to express yourself.
Okay.
And be
yeah, because look at Beyonce. Yeah.
Yeah,
don't be so serious
I
about
love
certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what does Beyonce symbolize to you when you think of her? When I think of her, I was like, girl, be free. Express yourself. Be, all your femininity. There
Be
are no
brave.
borders.
Yes.
Be
Be
creative. There's
brave.
no boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at her
Thank
videos,
you.
she's always talking about being bold and beautiful and
Mm-hmm.
in your melaniness, she don't hide. She don't hide.
And
No,
she is
you don't hide.
Heteru, and she sneaks that in her songs too, about the colors of Heteru. She sneaks that in. So, here we go. Her alter ego. She has her secret weapon that holds her up, her alter ego. what's that? Is it Sasha something?
Sasha Fierce.
Sasha Fierce. She
Yeah.
gave her something to pump herself up. I'm Sasha
Okay.
Fierce. Now get out there on that stage.
Okay.
Well
Sasha
made.
fears nothing.
Yes.
Sasha fears
So
nothing.
there you go. See, now we're gonna work through that for you. Chris Rock is Aquarius and Beyonce is Virgo. Het Heru has just informed us. So if we want to use that, and we can use the stability of the earth and the pursuit of oneness with God through Chris Rock. See, it's just taking the time to remove ourselves from conventional definitions of things that we see and let spirit see, look what happened. Y'all worked out the system.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Whoa, whole different. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So
So it's like
I
forgive Chris Rock.
Let it out.
Yeah, let it out.
And go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like you, Queen, you taught me that person that came in my life, and like you said, is to teach me a lesson. So what is the lesson that he's teaching you? What is the lesson that she's teaching you?
Come out, whoever you
Wherever you
are.
Let her go, let her go.
I will.
Hey, I be talking about write it out, talk it out. Hey, the Dream Busters, we got that.
The Dream Busters. Oh, you better write that one down. Oh, you can't figure out your dream? Call the Dream Busters.
Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go.
8 to 10, Monday through Friday, the Dream Busters.
Dream Busters.
And I notice everybody is writing something. I usually don't have a piece of paper when something pops into my head, but this popped into my head this morning while I was sitting here just being with me this morning before I take RJ to school. And it was because I was looking at a YouTube video with the woman, her first name is Jane, the one who did the black-eyed, blue-eyed experiment. And she was saying, and which correlates with what Mama Juanita was saying, was that she said the Black women are going to lead us out of this mess. That is what she said. She said, y'all white folks better get, she said, y'all afraid because in 20, 30 years, y'all going to be non-existent basically. And she said, if you get some melanin in you, you are going to, the sun ain't going to be too kind to you. That's what she said. And this morning, I woke up and I said, we're going to love you to death. I'm talking to the,
I always say that. Yep.
We're going to be fair and honest until our dying breath. And when we come back again to the next soul session, we will be as one with no more regression.
Oh,
go.
Oh,
there you go.
Snaps, girl, snaps on it.
Hey, that was poetry night.
Whoa, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, go on, flow. The
I like that.
flowing. Yeah, and I can almost see Viola saying it, in her. Have you all seen the movie yet?
Woo!
No, we haven't seen it yet.
That's all I got to say. I ain't gonna tell you, but it's woo!
I know. Okay, we give you till next week. It's gonna be a conversation. Y'all got that much time.
I can't wait.
Yes, you can.
Well,
I can.
A little bit I know Viola Davis.
I know.
A little bit that I have seen. I mean, I could write the story. I know what she's gonna do. So amen to that.
Yeah.
She's gonna get an Oscar or at least be nominated.
She was amazing, but that's who she is. That's who you are. You all are amazing sisters. Amazing.
And strength. Oh, I just love looking in her eyes. She has this strength about her in whatever she plays.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, her eyes are your eyes, and your eyes are her eyes,
Mm.
right?
She
Her
must
eyes are
be.
your eyes, and your eyes are her
Yeah.
eyes.
What's that?
Yeah.
Hetekahuti.
They
She be
tell
cut.
they tell. I read somewhere a long time ago, if you want your Leo woman to be act a certain way, take her to the movie that's got the lead female character doing what you.
Go ahead.
I found that to be true. Okay, I'm gonna share this with y'all along with what we're talking about.
Okay.
Begin to look at yourself. Who am I? What am I? How do you know what you are? You know what you are by what you do and how you think. You can say, I wish I just don't know myself. I wish I knew myself like I know. Where the first law says, I am made in the likeness of a piece that nothing can destroy. That's the first knowledge of yourself. If you don't have the evidence of that, then look at a baby. Everything I do that I try to share or that I share with people, I have the evidence to support it. Don't talk about stuff if I don't have the evidence to support it. The Bible even tells you that about what's going to come in the last days. It's going to like be in a courtroom. See, and my art in ancient Kemetic system is God's love on this earth. So love is truth. So every time you tell a lie, you're not speaking the truth. So you're not sharing love with that person. You know, like uh like that time I told you a story about how this white girl came up to me and said, "Peace, sister." And I told her I'm not your sister. Well, that's not a lie. That's the truth.
That's the truth.
Your DNA proves that that's the truth. And the evidence is that was found in the different bodies that they have found all around the world. The older they get to these bodies, the older these bodies are, the more confirmation they have that those people who have melanin was on this planet first. So I said to her, you're not my sister. I'm your mother. I'm not your sister. I'm your mother.
There
and
you
I
go.
don't like what
There
you're
you
doing.
go.
See, and that's just the truth. I am not responsible for her liking or not liking. That's just an emotion. What I say. And that's what you have to. You have to divorce yourself from other people's responses to your truth. And I say your truth, but it's the truth. There's no my truth, your truth, all that kind of stuff. You know, it's like at the event. What I don't want to digress. The mitochondrial DNA. Before I forget, that shot that people took for COVID, and some of you may have taken it. It's no judgment against you. I'm just giving you some information. You have to do something with it. They said that it is affecting the mitochondria, whatever that's called, the DNA of in people's body. So that to me is a weapon because who carries the mitochondria? Black women. So they found that that shot is now causing something to happen to the mitochondria. What is it called? Molecule or something? Mitochondrial DNA faculty in your system.
To shut you down.
Yeah, it's amazing what they're doing.
Yeah.
So that's all the more reason, and I'm glad that white lady said what she said, and that's all the more reason for women of color, especially those of us of the darker color, to gird up our loins and do and think what we need to do. That's right and correct. Go to your quiet place and hear what it's saying. Hear what the Lord is saying to you. So, and you have to be courageous. You can't walk out here all mamby-pamby. Y'all heard me say before, when you walk into a room, own it.
Yes.
It's yours. You are the earth, and the earth is the Lord's. I'm going to say that again. You are the earth.
The earth.
And the earth is the Lord. And the fullness thereof, that sooner or later you're going to birth. You're not helping the world by containing the realities and the truth that our ancestors have given us to bring to the world. You're not helping the world. When you get older, you don't want to be talking about, I wish I had that. I knew I should have done that. We've all said it. I knew I should have said that. I should have said it then. Now my opportunity to say it is gone. It's not really gone. It's just been delayed. You got another person gonna come along. So be ready. Be prepared. Do your poetry. Inspire other people to write. Because as it was said last week, when you're writing, when you're downloading, when you're bringing it out, that's spirituality. That's the spirit talking through you. And when you shut it down, it might be years and years. Let me tell you what happened to me. In California, I had a dream. I dreamed about a horse named ZZ Hill in the 7th race. I got up, I went to my cousin. I said, bruh, is there a racetrack near here? Because I can't see them giving me a horse in a racetrack way across town. He said, yeah, one is right up the road. I said, well, take me over there. I got to find a horse. So he took me over there. And the way they have it set up, all the horses for each race are compounded in a little circle. And you can go look at the horses before you make your bet. So I went over to the circle number 7. Guess what horse was in there? ZZ Hill. And ZZ Hill is a musician. I'm a musician.
Mm-hmm.
What were they telling me? Put your money on ZZ Hill. Mm-hmm. Did I do that? No. I was scared. I had $100. I said, well, I'll put 10 on it. That way if I lose, well, it wasn't supposed to be no if I lose. Mm-hmm. It was supposed to be thank you for this.
Yes.
You know I need this money. Thank you so much for bringing me this.
You received your instructions.
I received the instructions and I did not obey them to the fullest. I call myself obeying in part. There's no such thing as obeying in part. Either you obey or you don't obey. Mm-hmm. So I went over there, I put my $10 on the horse, and it showed, and I think I got $30. It was three to one kind of thing. So I told my spiritual teacher, he said, well, they won't be coming back to you no more. I said, why you say that?
He said, she hard head. She ain't listening.
That's exactly what. So I'm sharing that with y'all to say, don't doubt them.
That's true.
Lean in. Don't lean away. You know what I'm saying? Because your blessings, the things you ask for, will come to you. But you make the decision on whether you're going to receive it or not. So let's be about receiving. Your bodies. Ma'am, you want to say something? Hawa. Your bodies are the exterior of the blueprint that is you and your image. So you want to know what you look like? Look at your blueprint. And how do you know what your blueprint looks like? By what? I just told you. By what you do. That's what your blueprint looks like. By what you do. We want to be praised. We want to praise ourselves. We want to see ourselves as the perfect being. You already are the perfect being.
That's right.
You don't have to want to see yourself that way.
Yeah.
So you blew it. So what you gonna do? Now you're gonna treat yourself like you're less than. No, get yourself ready for the next round. When a boxer gets knocked out or knocked down, they drag him to the corner, throw water on him,
push him back out there.
Push him back out there. And that's what we do. That's the symbol of or the action of what we do. All right, so this didn't work out. So what you gonna do? Go off in the corner and cry? No, you're gonna splash some water on you. That means look at reality and get on back out there again.
Yeah.
If God gave up on us as much as we give up on us, we would not be here.
Ooh, Ashe. That's it.
So we have to cultivate peace. The lungs are where we control our life force. Hello? The lungs are where we control our life force. The lungs have a lot of competition today. Air pollution, chemicals in the food, the process of our emotional outbursts and emotional reactions to things. And the first thing we do is hold our breath.
That's right. And breath is life, and life is living.
That's right.
It's up here. It was. Hey, Spirit just threw that in. I have nothing to do with it.
The
Oh,
lung organ meridian. When I speak, is there anybody out there who doesn't know what the meridians are, or need an explanation about the meridian system?
go ahead.
The meridian system. Okay, you know you got your blood flowing system. It goes through your veins, right? So everybody, touch your arm and find a place where you feel space. Okay, there's a place in your arm and all over your body, but find a place where it's space. See?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see that?
This is
That's
right.
a meridian. The meridian is the space where the chi, or your life
Yes.
force,
Yes.
moves through your body. Now, Hawa is a masseuse, and several more of you are. And those of you who do meditations through yoga, you know this, what I'm talking about. Well, when any of those spaces
Hold on.
are clogged up, the organs within those correctivo, she's showing them to you.
Yeah.
These are the spaces, these are the meridian lines that's in every living being, including animals. And it's within those spaces that your life force travels.
Mhm.
See, this Western medicine is 10,000 years behind China. And so those spaces, when they are clogged, primarily by the way you think.
Right. These meridians are energy points.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, it is like what we talked about, the chakras. This is like when you go for acupuncture, acupressure, that is what they're working on. They're working on your meridian lines. And the meridian lines are the liver line, the gallbladder line, the lung, and then we have a triple warmer. And I wanted to just throw in, when Mom was talking about the lungs, what Louise Hay says about the lungs. The ability to take in life. The lungs, they do more than just breathe in air and release the toxins. The ability to take in life. And the affirmation behind that is, I take in life in perfect balance. That's like I breathe into life.
Mama Hat.
Hat.
Hey, baby.
Everyone. I wanted to go back on what Mama Ayaba said about those gifts that we get. I'm taking the passage from Simple Abundance, the Day Book of Comfort and Joy, for August 10th. It says that perhaps
I can't hear you too good.
I'm
Do I need to turn up my volume?
No,
No.
I was looking for what I wanted to read. Can you hear me now clearly?
Yes.
I hear you clearly, but just not loud.
Perhaps one day we'll realize that it's not the will of God we need to fear as much as being left to our own deceits and devices. We can always choose to say no to the next Wuthering Heights, the piano, or Barney. Sorry, find someone else, and Spirit will. To be fair, sometimes we don't literally use those words. Sometimes we say, sorry, I just can't get my act together right now. Come back later, talking about our gifts. So the great creator moves on until a willing artist with an open heart offers to become the creative conduit. This scenario goes a long way toward explaining why you are heartbroken, bewildered, and furious when, after diddling around for years, someone else takes out a patent on an infant carrier that resembles the one you designed for your first baby. Distributes her greeting card for a single Distributes her greeting card line for single parents while yours is half finished on the drawing board. Trademarks the name of your fantasy store. Nationally syndicates the same column topic you've been writing in your head the last 5 years but never got around to marketing. Or wins a Pillsbury Bake Off with a chocolate decadent cookie recipe just like the one you've been perfecting through years, or of family taste rituals. Now, I don't mean that someone else has literally ripped off your exact book, design, or name or recipe. What I'm talking about occurs when someone else introduces into the world a creative idea so similar to yours it makes you swoon. You You feel crushed, but you are also free. How on earth could this be possible unless somebody read your mind? Well, it wasn't your mind that was tapped, it was divine mind. Remember, before anything else exists on earth, it exists fully formed in spirit. The great creator does not play favorites. Each of us came into being to carry on the recreation of the world through our gifts. And while you are offered many dizzying opportunities in a lifetime, spirit only comes once for each work, seeking creative expression through you, then moves on. The bottom line is that the work must be brought forth. And if you don't do it, someone else will.
Oh,
Ashe, Ashe.
oh, that was a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah. What book is that?
This is the book that I read daily. It doesn't have any page numbers. It only has dates. It's called A Simple Abundance. It
Well,
has
I
a
would say
daily
that
reading each day.
I can confirm that too, because it's something I've been talking about for 20, 30 years to people. Because I found out, you know, you have an idea and a few years later you look somebody else, "Hey, wait a minute." And that's what it came to me, that that's what was going on. That when the spirit come to you, it was for you to do. You didn't do it, somebody else
Right.
gonna take it up.
Right.
That's
I've
one.
had
Oh,
some friends who,
go ahead.
yeah, mom. I was just gonna say I had some friends. I had one friend that created dolls, and another friend that created her 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 um her name for her exercise. And I told both of them because somebody else, one sister, the sister with the exercise, somebody took her name, took the name, and the other sister, she was a mentor for a young lady who started creating dolls too. And I told her, I said, don't get mad. I said, you should be exalted because your mentee began making her own set of dolls, but your followers know the difference between your dials and her dials because they don't have your energy. I said, you keep creating. Don't stop doing what you're doing because she's going to reach another group of people. Okay.
Right.
And then with my friend whose name was taken, I said, don't worry about that. I said, because when people go to events and they don't see you because nobody else has your energy, I said, your followers will say, wait a minute, this isn't who I thought I was going to be under. And they will seek you. So don't be discouraged when people are doing the same, because there's nothing new under the sun. We've been told that since we was knee high to a grasshopper. But your energy and the way you do a thing is precious. And when other people are catching on and doing a thing, that's the ripple that you set forth in the water. And it's sometimes you get to see it come back. So as long as the intention is there, stay focused on what's yours. What was given to you to do in your way.
Mama had a
Somebody
room.
said to me,
Thank
Mama had a
you.
room. Let me tell
Thank
you,
you.
I had something like that happen to me. I had someone brought a bunch of my artwork and then turned around and used her name on it to sell it. And people was looking at it like, because they know it could be the same as, it could be two same vases done the two same way, but they would know, like you said, the energy and like, wait a minute, this is not yours. And that's what they were doing with her. They were calling her out just because they knew that it was my piece. She put her little label on it or whatever, tried to sell it higher than she brought it from, and it just didn't work because it's all about energy.
well, when people would come to me and
Mama,
tell me,
you
when
just
someone,
explained to me that's a good explanation, because a lot of the things that I was making years ago have come back around, and I've seen it out there. Like, I used to do sterling earrings, and I used to do the wiggle and then put the beading in it. I was doing that years ago, and all of a sudden I'm seeing it. I'm like, oh, okay.
I always tell my friend Sambo that he started that, because Sambo is from Atlanta, Georgia, and Sambo came up to New York. He was in the service. He had been in Vietnam. He came up to New York with his drum and this duffel bag. The duffel bag was full of beads, copper, and silver wire. He made those rings. You ever see those little rings made out of wire with 2 or 3 beads in the middle. Sambo. That's Sambo's work. And you ever seen like the earrings with the I'm not at home, so I don't have, but they have the little twists and swirls around and they have the beads. Some do, some don't. That's Sambo's work. And this was back in 1970, 1970, something like that.
Mm.
Then my husband, he made those necklaces. The one single strand of necklace out of beads, out of shells, out of whatever. And that was back in the 1970. And after a while, I started seeing that one string necklace on everybody's neck on TV and everywhere. My baby's father, people doing peace like that. We never did peace. We said that's the devil's horns. We didn't do that. They said it was V for victory. He did peace like that. And after a while, I started seeing people doing peace like that. See, so there's a phrase that says, "Consider the source." So I'm always thankful for these people that I met way back in the late '60s and early '70s, because I see them being duplicated all over the place. Yesterday I was down in the village, the African village. It's called the Oyotunji, Oyotunji African village, to just tell the king, when he was a baby, they passed him around for us to sing and dance with. In African culture, it is a tradition that when a new baby comes, the village dances with that child and prays for the blessing to fall on be on that child's head. So I told him yesterday, I remember dancing with you when you were first born. I want to just encourage you. I know it's hard what you're trying to do and what you're doing here in the village, but we, the elders, want to let you know that we see you. And whatever we can do to help and support you, let us know. The problem with it is that hardly any of us had the kind of money that he needs to make things happen. But he has taken little or nothing and done the best that he could with it. You can't knock nobody for that. So I want to say that when people were warning me, that's your idea. This your idea. You did that first. You did it. As a child, I have ideas like rabbits have rabbits, like chickens lay eggs. I ain't worried about no idea. Another one come in. When that one go, here come another one. You know. So yeah. So that lets you know who you are. That's another way of knowing who you are. I said by what? By what you do. If you're setting the example in your community, that lets you know who you are. You have to take responsibility for the example that you set, because now you see other people follow it.
Do your work. Yep.
You said that. Do your work. Do your work.
Yeah, that was profound. Mama had that was so beautiful. It's I have people tell me all the time, you shouldn't be telling people what you're going to do, or talk about your vision and all that kind of stuff. And my response is, I don't believe that you should not tell people, because when you tell people, or you just who you tell, right? Because you speaking it out is more of a confirmation, or saying that this has been given to me and now I'm accountable. I'm going to say it. I'm going to speak the baby out of here. I'm going to say it. And it was just like, like when when Miles came forth, the baby, from my husband, I didn't say his name, because I knew once I said his name, he was real. When you speak on your vision, when you share with someone, it becomes real. When you just hiding it, nobody knows it but you. Nobody knows it but you, and you could not do it, or, you're not responsible to nobody. But once you share, then it becomes real. And when I said Miles' name, it became real. I want to read this poem that I wrote. It's called, when I was going through that, it's called Angel of My Pain. Because I believe that everything that we do, this, like you were saying about learning things, and whether it's quote good or bad, You're always learning. So this is Angel of My Pain, written December the 31st, 2005.
Mhm.
You are, I do have in my mind kind of a melody, but I'm just going to read this. You are the angel of my pain. You are sweet son of my man. You are sweet, sent from God above. You are born of unlawful love.
Whoa.
You are, next verse, the angel of my pain. You are the unsolicited fame. You are innocence on your part. You are the essence of my broken heart. But your innocence I cannot deny when I see his face in your eyes. Not knowing from where you came, you are the angel of my pain.
Mm.
You are the angel of my pain. You are the jealousy I can't explain. You are the water that falls from my eyes. You are the finale of my surprise. But your innocence I cannot deny when I see his face in your eyes. Not knowing from where you came, you are the angel of my pain.
Mm.
Wow.
Angel of my pain.
You're the angel of my pain. Because a lot of things, when we look at things, it may be painful, but it's showing you stuff. You know, where did this come from? Why did this happen? You know, what am I going to learn from it? What am I going to do from this point? My life has changed in some area of my life. And everything that comes to us, even if it looks bad, this angel, their angels are lessons in there. And the angels will walk you through that. You call on them, they'll walk you through it. So yeah, his innocence, I can't deny he had nothing to do with that, except saying, I want to go and I need them to be my parents for what I need to do. So that's why I say, well, God, you knew he'd still be married to me. So you heal all of us and you cover the baby. But anyway, so that's a song that yeah. Did I have to, just like I have to have someone else to do the music for that.
You already got the music in you. I was getting ready to stop you and tell you sing it. Sing the first two lines.
Let me see. I know that the you are goes, you are, something like that. The angel, who sings it? You are to me. Is that?
Don't go over there. Stay with your son.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. But that's I just know that you are, and then there's ... the angel of my pain. You are, and I don't know that other part, the angel of my pain. Anyway, we're not gonna mess with that right now. I know that you are, though, is right there. Yeah.
That is so powerful. Thank you for sharing that with us. And it's just amazing that you were able to face that truth within you and bring it out so beautifully. That's powerful. But it must have been a sense of freedom, another sense of catharsis and therapeutic, all of that. Thank you so much.
Okay, you want to hear therapeutic? I got one more, y'all. It's called, this was written January the 1st. So that was the day before. Then this one, I just want to go back to sleep. That's what it's called. I hear a knock on my door. I wonder, who could it be? I thought you were down below, but I get up just to see. Who could it be knocking hard to get in? Who could it be bringing news of your sin? You tell me, please come to see. You have something for me to hear. When I turn into the room, she stands nervously over there. There is news of your son. from a woman that is not me. There's
Mm.
news of your son from your seed not put in me. I look at you, I look at her, trying to believe what you have said. A crazy nightmare, a bad dream. Am I asleep in my bed? This pain is so deep. It's hard for me to breathe. This pain is so deep. I just want to go back to sleep. I just want to go back to sleep. I just want to go back to sleep. That describes the whole thing.
Well,
Way.
there's this to be said about that from Ayaba. When I got pregnant with this girl that I gave birth to,
Mm-hmm.
I learned something about the ancestors. They don't care about our wants. They don't care about where we trying to be with whatever it is we trying to be. When they
Right.
trying to come, they gonna come.
They
They
coming.
gonna come by whomsoever they choose. And if we are the ones on the vessel through which that comes, or if we are the energy surrounding that which comes after it comes,
Yeah.
it's all a part of our destiny. That person came to that family group for what it was supposed to receive from that family group.
Yeah.
I have a great nephew. He married a white girl. I ain't all that interested in that type of relationship, but at the same time, because of our history, not because I'm racist,
Yeah.
just the history and where it has taken us because of that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do know is that karma cannot be arrested. What goes around comes around. Um, all of those seeds were planted hundreds of years ago for
Mm-hmm.
this day to manifest, for those spirits to come into our family by that route. On top of that, during the family history, I've already found that my great granddaddy was a cracker. I mean, was a white man. So, come on. The reality is that we don't make those calls.
Yep.
That's what I learned.
Yep.
So when I got pregnant, I went to the Babalawo, which is the spiritual man, and I said, "Why am I pregnant at 37 years old? I wanted to be pregnant at 20." He said, "Okay." He took the reading, he did the divination, and he divined, and he laughed, and he said, "You didn't have nothing to do with this." I said, "Huh?" He said, "You
Right.
didn't have to do with this. Somebody prayed for you to have this baby, and this baby is coming, and it's gonna be a girl." And I said, "I wanted to sing. I don't want to be no mama now. I'm done with all that." He said, "Too late." So he said that when the baby comes, blood will be spilled. And I said, "You mean somebody gonna die?" And he said, "Yep." So I said, "What do I have to do to, save this person?" And he said, "You have to have a dog, sacrifice a dog." I said, "I ain't killing no dog. My daddy raised dogs. What I look like?" And he said, "You're not supposed to kill." I said, "Well, who gonna kill it?" He said, "The medicine, the prophet, the priest. He does this. He makes the sacrifice." In my mind, I said, "Oh, here come another $300." I said, "Well, how much is it gonna cost?" He said, $7. Now y'all listen close into the story
Mm-hmm.
because it's true.
Mm-hmm.
I gave him the $7. I went on home. I was in the kitchen about 2 in the morning eating pancakes, and my mama came downstairs and she stood at the kitchen sink, crossed her arms like this, and looked at me. She said, "Are you pregnant?" I said, yeah." She said, "Thank God. I prayed for this.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted you to have I don't want to leave you in the world by yourself." Those were her words. The day my daughter, 11 days after my daughter was born, my mother passed away from a blood aneurysm in her brain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See, so I was not disturbed by it. I'd already been prepared that this was going to happen. I did not know it was going to be my mother. They didn't let me see that. Some things they don't let you see. Some things just too much for you to see. So I'm just telling that to tell you all that you are part of such a great plan and such a great
Yes.
process. and such a great, magnificent way of living. And we have been deprived of the knowingness of all of that because the white folks came and said our people were doing evil by divining and letting you know what's coming. But God did not say in the book, those who follow the Bible, that you ain't supposed to know. It said no. It said no, ye the truth. And the truth will set you free. You understand what I'm saying? So ask and it shall be given. Knock and the door shall be open. And I do that. I've been doing this since I was a little girl. So I'm just saying all that to say, enjoy whatever comes your way. Because if you can't see what's going on the other side, you have to trust and obey. I hear some of y'all say that too. You have to trust and obey. Yes, ma'am, Howard.
No, I'm just agreeing with you. You gotta trust. That's the only way it's gonna open up and spill out to you. To be that shut door, that closed mind, you won't get it this life. Maybe
And
the
look what
next.
Evelyn just said. Her daddy passed and her son was born looking just like her dad. That's right. See, but in other cultures, I know that we are part of these cultures because we sense things and we have no one teaching us that that's what it is. She said he looked just like she know that's her dad has returned through this boy. So when you in African culture, Native American culture, Chinese culture, all of every other culture but the white man culture,
That's right.
your connection to God is unbroken. We didn't come here to be ignorant of God. We didn't come here to be ignorant of the world around us. How do I know? Because I told y'all before, when I saw the dog go to the fence and eat that grass or herb or whatever was there, and he vomited and he won't sick no more. I asked my daddy, I said, you mean tell me God made animals smarter than man? And daddy said, no, man just has chosen to ignore God.
That's right.
I got an amen from Mama Howard. And I got an amen from Mama Aduni shaking her head. See, so that means, come on, sisters, come on, girls, live it, and be livid about living it. Be livid about living it.
Be livid.
Mama Head, what is in your head? What's going on? Mama Head.
I just remembered a song that I danced to, but I remembered the song, but I'm not able to remember the song.
Yeah.
It's a house track, and it included those words. Knock and the door shall be open, and seek and you shall find. I'm gonna get it.
Ask and you shall receive. That's the third one I
Yes,
forgot.
yes, yes. It's a beautiful song. But they put it to house music, and I
Mm-hmm.
performed. That was the first time I performed. My girlfriend was like, "You need to dance and come on out." And ever since then, I started dancing professionally. So that was like that was a pivotal song for me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna get it. I got when the Baba get up, I'm gonna get it and send it somewhere. But I remember, I love that song. I danced to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is a reminder of like there's a song I think one of the jazz musicians did called Return to the Source. Return to the Source. And what I want to say, um, inspire everybody to dance. Don't let
That's my
anybody
job.
get away
That's
with
my
saying
job. That's
I
my
can't dance. If you can pat your foot, you can dance.
Hey, you can
So
stand like this.
You can rock.
you can rock
Yeah.
What do
Yeah.
babies do?
Yeah,
all the time. They never stop.
That's
So
that movement.
dance, sisters, dance. The best exercise is dancing and swimming. You ain't gotta run or jog because somebody else is running and jogging. They said that's what Rome was doing before it fell. Jogging, increased homosexuality, and writing graffiti on the walls. Same thing happened in Greece. The story always repeats itself because man doesn't change his ways.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Um,
dancing is such a healer.
it's a
Dancing,
healer.
and that's the way. Just in my travels, from the babies to the elders, in my travels through Africa, they dance, they move, And it's like shaking it off, releasing it, letting it go.
Yeah.
That's
that song.
Creating that storm, you know, when you dance in that group, the power.
Yeah, that Jerusalem song that everybody dances to on Facebook. Is that Jerusalem something? Oh, the little baby boys, them little kids, they just kill it. They kill it. They all in it and stuff. I love it. I love it. Watching my grandson, the 1-year-old, just you know, just
Jerusalem song.
just beautiful.
The movement is the lotion for the motion.
Yes, yes,
I like that.
yes.
That's Miss Tanae. That's what my dance teacher, Miss Tanae, says.
Mm-hmm.
The lotion
Motion
for
for
the
the
motion.
motion.
In my holistic studies, we used to have to sit and watch people walk. And different cultures, they have their little way of walking. And we walk from our hips. We're supposed to walk from our hips. That's our power right there. That is in our hips. And when you observe others walking, they walk from here.
They're always trying to hide something.
Yeah, like they're, yeah, but they walk from here. We are just we movers. When I was in the nation, they used to make us wear these girdles, you know, and
Girdles.
yes, they used to, yes, under our garments, besides the stockings, you had to wear these girdles. They didn't want nothing to shake. What a, that was a entrapment right there, because we used to have to go through inspection. And you wear your bra and your camisole and your and your outerwear. The below, you wear your girdles. Then you had to put the pantyhose over it. It's just, and it was like
girdle gas.
So when I graduated, that's the first thing I did. I was threw that stuff off, and it was like, oh.
And a slip. I used to hate slips.
In going through rites of passage with the Yoruba culture and now with the Sarset culture, what I saw was actually what our families do anyway when we get together. We just don't know that it's connected to these ancient cultures. And we would have like always somebody in the family is the baddest dancer. So everybody be doing that, yeah, and stuff like that, and throwing things on the floor to make them get up and let them dance.
Pumping them up.
Pumping them up. That's the same thing in African tradition, Native American tradition, traditions of names that we don't even know, you know. So engage, and then your spirit will lead you to the source of that which you are engaged in. But you can't be scared.
Don't be scared.
That's so like the Sufis. The Sufis that do that dance, and it's in that spiral and that circle.
Yeah.
And it's continuous. And it does. It's almost like creating a high of cleansing in a sense.
Well, yeah, it is a cleansing. Because you're releasing.
You're releasing.
You're not thinking about releasing. The action is the release.
Yes.
You know, too much thinking going on around this world in American real life sometimes. But I want you all to take in what we share and on these Wisdom Wednesdays. Thanks for the title. How and I really do want to continue, but you got a lot of things going on in our lives that's kind of making it a little difficult. It's not impossible. So we're gonna talk to Queen Mother Aduni and see what can happen. So, okay, poem from Ravage to Return. It's in hold up that book you got, the one that says Wine for the Mind. This poem can be found right there, Wine for the Mind. So when I named it Wine for the Mind, I said, what that mean? And I said, oh, getting drunk on your creativity. From Ravage to Return. Now, I found out after I wrote this when my daughter was a little girl. When she got in high school, and I'm thumbing through her history book, there was a cartoon or a drawing of this poem. from ravaged to return. I must tell you this story about the international dinner, where heads of state each had a plate to see who would be the winner. Now, there in the middle of the table was a cake shaped like Africa, and each head of state had a fork and a plate waiting to devour her. There was Greece, Rome, and Portugal, and Italy, England, France, and Germany. There was Russia and America under the cover, filling up their mouths, while Deutschland devoured the South, shipping us off from place to place, devouring our continent as they ate. But then they realized it was too late to save any portion upon the plate. They left the crumbs and ran for cover, leaving us to heal our ravished mother, returning now from the four corners of the earth, making preparations for her rebirth.
Woo, rebirth.
That was a picture of these guys representing different countries, sitting around a table with a plate of a cake shaped like Africa, and they each were cutting it up. I didn't even know about that. See, that's why when you all were talking, I think it might have been you, how when something comes to you, to go ahead and manifest it, because later on down the road you'll find out what it means. Okay.
That's like I was as a teenager, I was walking down the street and the voice said, cross the street.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I'm young and I'm fighting. It's like, cross the street, what? Cross the street? What? Going on and on and on about why I shouldn't cross the street. The physical was battling with the, how you say, the external was battling with the internal, and the internal trying to tell me, cross the street. And then the voice got strong and startled me and said, cross the street now. And I ran across the street. And it was these guys that was walking towards me. I didn't really pay attention to them. But since I crossed the street, they approached the girl behind me and robbed her. After that, I said, I listen, I hear, I receive.
Yes.
Of course, there's other little bumps along the way, but that was like the major that saved my life.
Well, I want to share one too. I was driving down 95 going south, and I felt the left front tire wobbling, wiggling. And I said, oh my God, I got a flat. I better get off and go to one of the service centers. And when I thought that, there was no more wobbling and wiggling. I said, oh, it must have been bumps in the road. I'm going to keep on going. It's late. I got to get home. As I got closer to the entrance to the service center, the voice in my head said, obey now. And I said, oop, and I turned off into the thing. A man ran up behind me. He said, open your trunk. Your car is on fire. He ran inside and got the fire extinguisher. I have to thank him for my life. I don't know who he was. We didn't exchange information. He put out the fire and got on back in his car and drove on off. That's why people don't know if they don't listen, if they don't do. Me and that baby and the other sister traveling with me, we could have been blown up on that highway.
Yes.
The fire was in the trunk of the car. Yeah. So anyway, testimonies.
Can I share one?
Sure, of course.
Thank you. So driving with my kids in the van, I got 5 kids, they were little and noisy. You can only imagine how noisy kids are in a van. And I heard them say, slow down. And so I slowed down. And just as I did, the car from the other lane pulled into my lane, where I would have been if I had not slowed down. And so I told the kids, I said, thank you. Thank you so much for telling me to slow down, because that car could have hit us. They say, we didn't say nothing.
See, there you go.
They said we did, and God knew that I would not have heard inside my mind with all the noise that was going on for them. So he transmitted that message through their voices and through the noise. And they said, we didn't say slow down. We did not say that.
Through the
but I heard it. I heard it in their voice. Yes. Yes.
Lolly wants to share. And then I'm gonna comment on what you said. Lolly wants to share.
Okay,
Lolly.
I'm here. I'm here now. Okay, so I want to share not a time where I was in danger, but more so where someone else needed a gift. So I was just handling my regular stuff, doing whatever I do. And something in me was like, Spirit was like, go to Whole Foods. I'm like, go to Whole Foods. I got other stuff to do. Why am I going to Whole Foods? I always go to Whole Foods. I can go to Whole Foods tomorrow. But it was like, I really felt like I needed to go to Whole Foods. So I went to Whole Foods. I said, well, I guess I'll just get my groceries early. So I'm in Whole Foods and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to just get what I need. And then Spirit is like, indulge. Indulge. In what? So I was like, okay. So like, get ice cream, get cupcakes, get ice cream and cupcakes. I'm like, I'm not even craving ice cream and cupcakes. Why am I getting ice cream and cupcakes? So I did. I was like, well, I guess I'll just have some sweets this week. So I get my bananas, I get my stuff, my apples, I get my cupcakes and ice cream. I go check out. It's taking a long time to check out. I'm like, oh my goodness, why would I come here? But I did. All right, cool. I go to the car and I start to unload. And this elderly lady walks past and she's like, hey, do you have any food that I can eat? So, I mean, I went to go grab. I was like, do you like fruit? I don't really know if I have what you want. And she was like, yeah, but I can't eat any of your apples because I don't have a lot of teeth. So do you have something else? I was like, well, I have bananas. And she was like, yo, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I was like, no problem. And she was like, yeah, it's my birthday. So, and I'm like, oh, what? I said, well, look, it's your birthday. I was like, you want a cupcake? She was like, oh, that would be great. So I go reach in and get this cupcake because I'm like, I'm not about to eat all these cupcakes anyway. I go get her some cupcakes. And she was like, you know what would be great? All I wish I had was some ice cream with this. And I said, what? I was like, I got some ice cream for you. And you know what? I'm going to sing you happy birthday too while we at it. And so I was able to give her, some fruit to eat and take with her and cupcakes and little ice cream sandwiches. And I got back in the car on the way out and I'm like, wow. Yes. This Whole Foods trip was not for me. I didn't even need this. It was to make sure that she was able to celebrate her birthday. And that was like amazing to me how like Spirit will guide you and put you in these positions to help somebody else in ways that you never even expect. That was crazy.
But to do the work. To do the work.
Lolly.
Yeah.
I was teaching earlier how to get to know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
That was an experience where the gods were telling you,
yes,
who you are. Whatever you think of yourself is irrelevant to the universal intelligence. What you are is what you do. What you are is what you do is what you serve. Remember that. You don't remember nothing else. So that means you're an angel. People think angels are pictures of people with wings on their back. But the wings symbolize wisdom. The wings symbolize higher thought. You have to remember your people go back to the ancient of days. Some other people were created by another group of people. So their wisdom doesn't go that far back. So when they create something, a lot of times they don't know what it symbolizes. They just copying what they see.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying all that to scare you or to make you feel like you can't live a normal life. I'm just saying that being an example is your normal life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I accept that. Thank you.
That's good.
So, final poem from from Ayaba. Nalo was my name a long time ago. I don't know why I said that out. Anyway, now I want to tell you the story about our ancestors. See, they lived, suffered, and died for our victory. Some were lynched, some were burned, died, tarred, and feathered on a tree. Their sacred body parts sold for the memory. Fathers, babies, mothers taken from their families, all by force, none by choice. If you listen carefully now, you can hear their voice singing. Who's that knocking at the window? Who's that knocking at the window of your mind? Who's that knocking? Let them not have died in vain. We almost have joy where we now have pain. You must learn to know you are the greatest people alive. To be young, gifted, and black, it ain't no jive. We must review the past so our future we can see. It's up to you to take a look at your own history. Now the Spirit of God descended into man, spreading himself from land to land. A guiding light from the forest to the desert, this great spirits within us from the past to the present. We be the greatest of the singers and dancers too. This is a great truth they cannot hide from you. But what about the inventors, scientists, architects too? The greatest of these are the greatest of you. You know they only want you to keep your eyes on the ball so you won't see the stumbling block placed there to make you fall. Balance is the key. Now, where is the battle and the war to be fought? In the classrooms and the prayer rooms where the lies are being taught. Who's that knocking 3 times at your window? Who? Window of your mind. Ancestors now. So study on your own, and from your research, you will see that you are the key to your own victory. You must strip away the mask, the games, and the lies. Save yourself from your own demise.
Yes.
Thank you. Ashe.
Ashe.
Finger snaps and toe taps.
Ashe.
Yeah. Mhm.
Woo! Yes. Beautiful.
We be done.
We be done. Oh my goodness. Well, today that was awesome. Such creativity and just flowing and yeah, beautiful. I'm going to put up the screen about tomorrow.
Ooh, put that back.
Put it back, put it back, put it back, put it back. Wait a minute, what? Wait, hold on. I don't know why that's up there. Nawili, she's gone. How dare she leave? How dare? How dare she leave? Okay, let me see here.
Yeah.
No, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. Yes, I do want that. I do want that. I do want that. But I don't want, why is that there? Oh, okay, I got it. I got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it. Oh, I've got it in my head.
Contralto opera.
Oh, I've got it. Oh. Okay. All right, so tomorrow, special guest Octavia Shamley, owner of Mama Making Company, self-motivated and determined she aspires to inspire and uplift others. So that's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Come along, come along, come along, come along, and come on time, come on time, and come on time. We get more colored and colored. But so that's what's happening to Merle. Okay. And then oh yeah, and then the trip going down to Mama Awa's event. And Hetheru, you think you're gonna be able to come?
I got a photo shoot. I got a photo shoot and I have to be a docent at the Woman House.
Oh yes, yes.
I might be free to come after all. Sheldon's in Ohio with his daughter.
Oh.
At least until Monday.
Well, we're leaving Friday at 1 o'clock.
From
3, 4, 5.
Detroit.
So I expect you like
from what location?
4:35.
I'll be getting, well, basically where I live, because I'll be getting the car, and then Nawili is just around the corner from me.
How much are we spending per person?
Well, let's talk. We'll talk.
Okay. Okay.
All right, my queens. I love you so much.
Love
I
you.
love you so much.
Love you, love you, love you all. God
All right.
bless you.
One of these days, we're gonna find out when Miss Lolly is performing so we can show up and embarrass her.
No. I will let you know.
Well, hopefully it's not a strip place where like the Invitation to Life and all these mamas show up. Her, that's ours. She's ours.
No, we'll be there.
We'll be calling you Lizzie instead of Elizabeth. Right. I love you all. Peace and prosperity.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Love you all.